What's up, guys? Chemist here from Meanwhile in the Man Cave. We take a look at all things pop culture, games, toys, or anything we think is cool. And today we're taking a look at something pretty cool. This is the Neca Gremlins 2 Spider Gremlin. This is a pretty big package for a Neca figure. Kind of excited to bust into this. Looking at the box, looks like it's a picture of the figure itself. Maybe it's from the movie, not really sure. On the side, another shot of the Spider Gremlin itself. And the back, little picture of Gizmo there on the side. And a little description of the figure. Oh yeah, here we go. Here's another shot too. But let's not waste a lot of time in the box. Let's bust this thing open and see what we've got. Here we go. This is a pretty massive figure. Look at this thing. Wow. That's pretty cool. Looks like we got some assembly required here though. Looks like we got a big flask of chemicals, the gremlin itself, some legs, and some instructions here. All right, little interesting instructions here. It's actually telling you that you should be dipping the legs in warm water for about 25 seconds to soften them up before you start inserting them. So that's interesting. I haven't seen that in some instructions before. So looks like this assembly process got a little more complicated. Alrighty, looks like it comes with a figure stand. And a cool flask of blue liquid. And the massive figure itself here. It's going to be pretty cool. Let me give you some measurements on this too. A little bit. Give you an idea how big this figure is. A bunch of rubber bands on here too. And this is where you're going to insert some of the legs. Does have the 8. This figure is going to be pretty epic when we get it together. So you have a couple short legs. These are pretty cool. Kind of nasty looking, which is appropriate. Little serrated edges on these things. And a group of 6 longer legs. And if you're looking at these, same kind of idea. Got the little serrated edges on there. Even up here at that joint. Yeah, this figure should look pretty cool when it's all together. Alright guys, another thing you want to consider when you are assembling these. Definitely follow the instructions by dipping the attached legs in some warm water, just like they say. That way it's going to help you to slide these into the receptacles. And also keep in mind, the shorter legs should go on the front, right? Short legs front. Just remember that, because they do not tell you that in the instructions. So it'd be kind of a pain in the butt if you had to do that later. So remember, dip these receptacles in warm water first before you assemble. Makes it a lot easier. And then go from there. Okay guys, holy cow, that's all I gotta say. This figure is freaking amazing. If you see this figure somewhere, if you can get your hands on it and you're a fan of Gremlins at all, this thing is a must-have. Holy cow, this thing is crazy. The size, it's about 10 inches high to the top of this guy's mohawk. And if you're talking wide, like for his legs just in a natural position, it's about 15 inches. It's pretty, this figure is epic. Really, really cool. Yeah, it's definitely a must-have. There's a lot of articulation on this. Let's go over that a little bit here right now. Looking at this figure. Now, you've got an abdomen joint right here. So you can bend him down or whatever there. You've also got some mouth flexibility there. You can also move his head left and right and forward and back. Pretty epic. The ears do not move individually though, like it does on some of the other figures. So you don't have that, but you got your elbow, you got your shoulder joint here. You got a single elbow joint and some twisting for the hands. This will be the same on each side, so I'm not going to repeat that. I don't know if there's an angle here joint. I don't believe there is. Yeah, there is. So, yep, you can even angle his wrists to make him even more creepy. Yeah, this thing, as if it wasn't creepy enough. You've got that. Now, it does have a stand down here. You don't have to have that on, but I don't believe these legs will support his weight. He's very heavy. So that's to kind of help support the weight of the figure itself on these legs. Now, each one of these legs, so you've got, obviously you've got a joint up here for moving it about. You've got another joint up here. Just great. And you've got some, it's all on a ball joint, so you got to move those around. And that's the same on all 8 legs. This Spider Gremlin is very cool. So let's kind of give you a once around with this. Kind of give you some final thoughts on here. And one more part of this spider creature that articulates is the abdomen. If you look right here, you can move that about as well. Angle it to some degree, but mostly it's twisting. So that is really cool as well. And up underneath, you have some more nastiness with whatever these spikes or whatever they are up underneath. And up underneath the abdomen, this is just a really nasty looking creature. All right, this is the pose I decided to go with. This is probably the most hideously disgusting Gremlins figure to date, and I freaking love it. It is awesome. Look at this thing. The paint app on this is really, really cool. Colors are great. Kind of the, impression that this thing is slimy. Yeah, just, and the spider legs are just filthy. Love it. Definitely a super cool figure. I mean, even if you're not a Gremlins fan, I don't know how you can not think this figure is really cool. Now let's give him a spin. It almost looks like one of the gremlin eggs in the first movie. Just super nasty. The legs all look really gnarly. The more you look at it, the more detail you find. This mohawk has just great color in it. So, as you haven't guessed, my conclusion is you need this figure. If you can find it anywhere, pick it up. It's probably one of my favorite NECA figures. Probably one of the most epic figures I think they've come out with since probably the Lord of the Rings Balrog. So anyway, I want to thank you guys all for tuning in, and come back for the next episode of Meanwhile in the Man Cave. I'll talk to you guys later.